Hello everyone. In office and work, whatever the issues and problems we face, we try to resolve day in and day out. Whenever you think about problem solving, trying to read books, trying to understand the principle to how to solve such problems, etc., you will have a lot of different methods, ways in which you can approach the problem, analyze it, try to solve, etc. But when you actually try to apply some of those concepts and principles on real life, at least I found that the problems that we hit on day to day basis are much different, or maybe complex, or maybe very small problems, but still resolution for them is very complex, etc. And I was just wondering, what are these kind of problems? How can we actually have some mechanism or a way in which we can solve day in and day out? Because these kind of problems keep occurring. Some of those problems I am just highlighting in this video, and probably in the future videos we'll try to see if some of these problems can have a better solution or way in which we can solve them. So one of the problem that we face usually in the program or a project is that effort is not budgeted, or whatever we have budgeted is not enough. So we need a lot of more people to be involved to do deliver the work, especially in services companies and projects. This is what happens. You develop an estimation model or estimate something for the work that you have to deliver 10 people or 15 people, and you eventually realize that definitely you need 25 people or more than 15 for whatever reasons. There may be genuine reasons as to, but usually is the case that whatever the effort you need, you have not budgeted, irrespective of whatever the best mechanisms you put in and try to figure out best ways to estimate. That's how it usually happens. Second common problem I have seen is that people do not take ownership in the project. You assign work, they try to delegate to someone else, or don't completely take the ownership of the end-to-end deliverable, and usually it requires a lot of effort from someone else, from the leadership or managers or anybody who is above, to ensure that that it gets done. People usually shy away from taking the ownership, and this creates problems in the project. And the third thing is conflicting opinions, that is within teams, sometimes even within a different maybe managers and people in leadership roles. So everybody has their interest in probably what they are supposed to do, and their role is, and their boundaries which they have created. Okay, this is my unit, or this is my project, this is my area of work, and I don't care what happens outside of it, right? I don't mind what happens outside, but I need to protect, or I need to make sure that this interest. So common goals towards one common objective, unless it is there will be conflicting opinions, and it is very very common. And I'm not saying that because some people are bad or anything like that, but it is in the dynamics of the project execution that invariably we will have situations where people have strong and conflicting opinions which are not geared towards a common goal. That's another problem we face. I'm just highlighting this because these are not something which we will have a perfect solution in all the scenarios. Okay, it's like you will have to apply a lot of thinking in that situation and dynamics, how we can address and all of that. And the fourth common problem I have seen is that people do not have necessary skills and knowledge. Whatever you say, whatever best talent you hire, and whatever you think that people are best, they lack certain qualities. And many a times we see that knowledge and skill gap usually surfaces to what we are expecting versus what really is on the ground, and this causes issues in the services delivery. And the fifth problem I have seen is that many a times, irrespective of what we have challenges, client is a client, and client raises an unreasonable demand. There may be some scope creep, some additional things that is getting added. There is slightly ambiguity in the scope, the way it is defined. Client understands one way, we understand a different way, and eventually it becomes a case that there is an additional scope that needs to be delivered, and there has to be additional people and effort and time which is required to deliver that with quality. So this is a common problem which we will see. Sixth problem we see, we do not have sufficient time. Deadline is tight, we cannot deliver. So 1 week is the time left, but definitely we need more than that. This is a common schedule error issue. Seventh problem is I have seen is that people are too senior sometimes and they do not do the hands-on work. This is a real problem on the ground. Basically, people are like always tend to do admin kind of job where they just forward the emails to some people asking for completion of the work instead of a lot of times which can be done from themselves through hands-on work. People are not geared towards doing the hands-on work themselves, of course, which is a bit hard, requires skills and knowledge and hard work, but trying to delegate it to someone else. And this becomes a problem when a lot of people are having a lot of years of experience and are not very well equipped in the current scenario about doing the hands-on work. And the eighth problem I have seen is that in a lot of projects what happens is that while the delivery, the technology, the functionality, all of that is important, it's equally important to do the mundane operational jobs which carries the program along. It's like it is required. I mean, it's like life, right? So it is required. I mean, it's not that without the operations the project can run smoothly, even if though you may have talented people and skilled people. Unfortunately, a lot of the people think that operational job is not so great. It is in the hierarchy of the talent and skills, it considered as a little bit lower on the hierarchy, and nobody wants to do the operations job. It's just a common job and anybody can do it, etc. But the problem is that unless that is in order, things are in order, and somebody does that work, you cannot put an entire project together, and it's absolutely required. Now you might say that okay, there should be some operation role and team and they will take care of it, etc. It's very difficult to form such team which works across and very harmoniously with everybody. It is not impossible, but it's difficult in all the senses. Maybe budget is not there, maybe number of people required are not skilled enough in that kind of area. A lot of such challenges will actually occur, and that creates a problem. This is another set of problems which will be there. A ninth problem is people create boundaries in their role and activities. I briefly covered before, and this is absolutely I think we can see in all domains, all kind of industries, and this is true because people think, what is in it for me? What is my boundary? Why should I worry about something else, etc. And this creates a lot of challenges for the overall execution of the project and program, because without it you cannot work towards the common goals. And next problem is we often see people having low morale. Maybe there is no promotion, no salary hike, no good rating, there is not much appreciation from people, and not motivated enough to work. And this is a very, very common problem, and this impacts the overall delivery of the project. Unless people are motivated enough for working towards something common goal and they have passion towards it, nothing moves, and requires a lot of people management, leadership involvement to motivate and move. And this is a common problem we see. People involved are not aware of certain things which they ideally should know. Maybe there is communication gap, there is not much coordination, there is not a lot of communication calls happening, people are not being kept in loop. Many such gaps may occur, because of which people are not aware also some certain things. Because when you explain people about why they are doing certain things which they are doing, when there is a reasoning behind it and people can understand the logic and reasoning, then people will move. And that it's a common gap that communication, lack of communication creates, lack of clarity in decision making. This is also one of the aspects which commonly causes a lot of problems in the project. People who have to take decisions are unable to make decisions for different reasons. Maybe they are not good enough to take decisions, they do not have that decision making skills, or sometimes people playing certain roles do not have authority to make decisions and they rely on someone else, and that creates time gap and dependencies and all of that. So overall, decision making has to be quick, effective and fast, even though there may be certain times when it might be a wrong decision, which is bound to happen in large projects, programs, deliveries. Even if that's the case, that's what's important is to make the decision fairly quickly with a good amount of sense, so that at least majority of the decisions are good and things move on. And that's generally is the case, that decision gets stuck and people remain in the status quo. People behaving like their bosses, heads down and work is not everyone does. This is a common problem because many people, they think on the moment they reach certain age or certain set of number of years of experience, they think that they should not be doing certain job at all. The hands-on job becomes part of someone else. You just need to delegate, kind of mindset people will have. This mindset change of now it's okay to do serve. I mean, even though it means that it's a heads down, hands-on work, there is possibility that it can go forward. If it is taken in that light, a lot of things will move. People working towards selfish goals rather than common goal, etc., have talked about. It all boils down to, if you look at it, many such problems which causes pain, which causes people to lose sleep, which causes a lot of issues, are bound to happen because of the people problems. It's all about people. When you develop good relationship with people, maybe you go one-on-one discussion with them, or go on a casual chat or a coffee. When you work with people, I think a lot of these things will get resolved. Of course, not everything, but a lot of this, because you connect more, you develop relationship, and develop that bonding, and a lot of these things will move when you work with people. And I think that's very, very important. Of course, not all of these problems are people related only. However, majority of them can be solved with the people connect. And that's the summary which comes out from this particular analysis. Because more we have a very good connection with people, the knowledge can be gained, skills can be gained, commitment can be gained, bottom lines can be gained. And when we work collaboratively with a good faith and good direction and towards the common goal, a lot of good things happen. Even though it may not happen for everything, but majority of the things start moving in the right direction, and the problem solution eventually happens, even though it may not be the best solution sometimes, but definitely moves towards. So what comes out is, if you are very optimistic and positive minded towards common goal and vision, you need to bring people together. You need to have good relationship with people. You need to work with them, talk with them, have a regular connect with them, take for a coffee or outside, mingle well. It's part of like a family. A lot of things get done. So that's the thing which comes out from this analysis of problems. Maybe in future videos we will try to see each kind of problems which occur on the day-to-day ground level, and see what kind of solutions we can have that will be helpful on the ground. Thank you.